My name is Michael Psilakis. I'm the executive chef and owner of MP Taverna in Irvington, New York, Westchester County. The easiest way to try and understand what Greek food is if you take Italy and then you take the Middle East and you smash them together and they have a love child, that's Greek food. So now what you have is a bolognese or a meat sauce that would come from Italy, but we would add cinnamon and clove and nutmeg to it. So you get this depth of flavor that is very unique to Greece. You know, my goal has been from the beginning to take Greek food and to bring it to the American people. When I was asked to cook for President Obama at the White House on Greek Independence Day, I think that really was the pinnacle of saying, hey, you know what, maybe we're doing something here that's right. I came from a very old-fashioned Greek family. Food was the center of our universe. My mother was a housewife. She stayed home and cooked and cleaned and took care of us as children. And we had people over our house every weekend. There were just 20, 30, 40 people eating and drinking and laughing. And those years, I think, fundamentally were what I really cook today. It's the flavors of those meals. It's the memories of those meals. Today we're preparing Branzino, Mediterranean sea bass over a simple warm potato, tomato, and olive salad. This is by far the most popular dish at MP Taverna. To start, you want to take the fish and fillet it. To create the salads, we used fingerling potatoes today, and we blanched them. We cool them down in an ice bath and reserve them. We have some olives, we have some tomatoes that we roast in the oven, chop some fresh herbs, zest a little bit of lemon, and then we create the lemon on the sauce. We squeeze the lemon juice out of the lemons we just zested, add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of oregano, and basically we're ready to cook this dish. You really want a hot grill because you want the food to sear when you put it down. You want to hear a sizzle. We're going to season the fish with a little bit of salt and pepper, dress it with a little olive oil, lay it down skin side first, and then turn it over again as what we would call a tap sear, just after about 2 minutes, a minute on each side. Remove from the heat and let it rest. You move your focus to the pan, a little bit of olive oil, add your potatoes, caramelize them a little bit, some garlic, a little bit of tomato that we've roasted in the oven, finish with olives and some fresh basil, season it with some salt and pepper, give it a good toss. Then you finish with this lemon and extra virgin olive oil, and it's that I call plate jus that kind of comes together, where you have the tomato water that's bleeding from the roasted tomatoes and the fish juices, and then that bright lemon and that olive oil, full flavor fat, sort of all comes together, and that's really the good stuff that you're really looking for on the bottom of the plate. I wouldn't call this traditional Greek food. What I would call it is first generation. It's who I am as a person. When my mother first came to this restaurant and she ate the food, and I remember her sitting back on the chair and saying, how did you come up with this? And I think that really sort of was that moment where I said, wow, she's looking at it and saying, I've never had this before, but somehow it's Greek. That's MP Taverna. I think the coolest thing that could happen for a chef, or especially for me, is if the memory that I'm creating in a plate is a memory or a moment that was experienced by the person that's eating it. So food isn't really art. To me, it's a way to create a memory. And you think to yourself, wow, food was able to do that and put a smile on somebody's face.